Howdy, gamers, and welcome to Checkpoint Reach, where I am your host, Lex, along with my co host, Ernie,
Hello, hello.
and we will be chatting about video games weekly. Thank you so much, all, for joining us again for our next installment of our little YouTube channel here. Before we get started here, Ernie, I want to ask, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great, dude. I got a little sick over this week, or
Oh,
actually last weekend, I guess, but it's been coming into this week. But man, dude, I'm like congested. Got a
oh
little bit of
man.
a weird headache, but I'm all right. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Other
This
than that,
man is committed to his craft, everyone. He is here, he shows up. Give this
I
man
do.
his flowers.
I do. Did I ever tell you the story, my friend? I think I did. I used to do another podcast with front of the cast, Jason, and there was a time where I got really bad food poisoning, bro. Like I
Mhm.
was like really, really sick. And so you can go watch an episode. I forget which one it is, but I'm like I'll be back, keep going, and then I run. Like I take out the camera, run away. I go throw up, and then I come back, and I'm like like nothing happened.
Mm.
It's so good.
You gotta release the GoPro footage, man, of that.
Yeah, no, I
You're all
should
running.
have. No, that's disgusting. It's like
Hey, it happens, but I hope you're not feeling like that right now. Just a little
no,
cold.
no, no.
That's
I'm
okay.
I'm I'm chilling. But how are you, my friend?
I'm good, man. Thank you. I'm luckily I'm not sick. I know the weather's been a little funky. We've got a lot going on out here, but I've been good, man. And as you can see, and viewers, hopefully you can tell, my camera, I kind of upgraded myself a little bit to a better web camera. So you can see a little bit more. You can see a little bit of the Uncharted here, and then you can see my little toys in the background. Hopefully, I'll have to position it a little closer. I have a bunch of little toys around me, but can't get them all on screen. I'm gonna get a poster of like me and you right here, and like holding hands and like just like dancing,
Yeah,
frolicking through the my. You know what I mean?
yeah. No, what I want to do is I want to recreate a scene from Nosferatu. Now,
Mhm.
I don't know
Heck yeah!
exactly which one
I do.
yet.
We'll do the shadow. Not
Yeah,
get
I
the
get uh,
bounce on it. You know what I mean? I can't do it.
bounce on it.
Or I'm gonna get an aquarium, dude. It gets a couple koi fish. I'm just kidding. But yeah, man, I'm doing great. Thank you. I'm excited for this episode. Just a little rundown of what we do every week here. Each week we take a topic in gaming. With some occasional news stories, breaking news stories. We'll throw in some movie and TV quotes for you and some random life rants, like Ernie's throwing up story. I'm sure that's what you came for. But this week we will be discussing Generation 7, PS3, and Xbox 360 of our gaming, which is crazy. Generation 7. But we'll get into that because before we get into that, I want to ask before I do at the top of every episode, Ernie, what have you been playing?
Well, let's start off with you. I feel like last week channel I did it.
No, that's gonna be the thumbnail. Just kidding.
Yeah, those YouTube channels where it's like, did you see that new Fortnite skin?
I know.
That's so ridiculous. Go ahead.
Thank you. So, not a lot of new updates from me, unfortunately. Still playing some Grand Theft Auto, still playing the Lies of P. I'm actually going through Lies of P pretty fast. I did talk to you. I don't know if I mentioned on the show or just with you, but I had said it feels easier than Elden Ring. But I'm at points now where I'm like, okay, this is not as easy as I thought. It's still a little tough. Like I have one boss I was frustrated with, but now I'm on another one who I just knew there was a second phase for. It's the spoiler. It's the King of Puppets. I don't know if you remember that one.
Ah,
Um,
spoiler alert! There's a
yeah, I mean,
puppet king.
I didn't even fight that mad clown puppet, dude. He was too hard. I couldn't do it with him. But
I think there's like three of those or two of those you can
and there's
like.
just like a
Yeah,
mini boss
they're
running
pretty
around.
tough.
I was able to get around him, but I tried. But anyway, yeah, I've been playing that. And actually, I just booted up Cyberpunk again. I booted up last night. Ernie's like, he's like, dude, you should just like lock in and play this game. And he was telling me, I was like, because you beat Witcher, you inspired me, and you're right. But I'm like, again, like I do the same thing what I did with Cyberpunk. Is like I see all these like little tasks that I want to do. I'm like, I don't want this game to end. I'm having a good time, but it's kind of annoying because you can't filter out a lot of stuff. A lot of the stuff is just there for like extra and things that I don't need for the story. It's like car races or some other stuff that's going on in that game. I'm like, I don't want to see all that.
Yeah.
Like, can I just get rid of it? But I can't, unfortunately. But
Can I ask
I'm
you a
pl-
question, my friend? Because I myself have not
Mhm,
started Cyberpunk. I did, and then I don't know what happened. I think it's either broke on me or it just wasn't running well. Where I'm like, I'm not gonna play this.
probably.
But I wanted to ask you this question, my friend, because in The Witcher 3, you level up as you're going, and every time you level up, that you get a new part of the story, or like you're able to do this part of the story and whatever. Is that how
Mm,
Cyberpunk is? Does it run like that, or are you?
not to my knowledge. I mean, there's certain enemies you can fight that are going to be a lot easier as you upgrade, like most games are. But no, I don't think anything's locked behind your like skill level, because I've done levels where I'm like, my skill is not good for this. Like I am struggling here. But
No, no,
it's
not
it's
skill level like where you like how you play it. I mean like
to like
level as
unlock
in
an
like
area, right? So is that what you're saying?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
to
like you're level 5 and they're level 10, so like for sure you're not going to be able to do it, kind of thing.
No, no, it's not like that.
Okay.
You can do it, but if your level's low, you're gonna have some trouble, basically.
Oh, I see.
But I
Okay.
see what you're saying. Like it says like required levels for them.
Yeah, it's
I
like
think I
yeah,
remember when I was playing Witcher, it did tell you that.
yeah.
Sorry,
I mean, you could do it. It's just going to be really difficult because
exactly. Yeah.
like I mean, I was always like like either like 3 levels below or like a 2, but I was always in that like area, but it wasn't that bad. But
Mhm.
like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, like you'll get these like guys who are like super high level and they have like this red like
Yeah,
bar, like golden bar, and you're like you're just chipping away at them and then nothing happens. It's
that's how it
pretty
was for Valhalla as well.
okay. Yeah, so
Two.
I
What am I
hate
supposed to do
that.
with two? Um, but yeah, but I mean, last thing I'll say on Cyberpunk, the same thing happened to me. Like, but I'm like in that dilemma where I'm like, do I just want to beat the game? Because the last mission to get everything started for the last like end game is there. But the other part of me is like, I want to do the DLC first. So now I'm on that dilemma. I'm like, do I just beat the regular game? Because I know you can go back and play the DLC. But I feel like after I beat the game, I'm like, I'm not going to want to come back to the DLC for a bit. You know what I mean? So I'm in that dilemma. I will update you what happens. Again, every time I boot it up, I have fun just doing everything. So I might just do the DLC anyway. But
I
that's
mean, it
currently where I'm
depends
at.
how. Yeah, it depends on how like how you feel about it. Like I loved playing The Witcher, and I'm glad that I beat the main story and some side quests.
Hmm.
There's like 2 great DLCs that I've heard, but like nothing is making me feel like I should go back. Like I don't think I need to right now.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's
And
tough. It's even harder when we play these games later and the DLC's there. It's like, well, I'm already here. I should just do it. But it's like it adds so much more time to the game.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that's me, man. What about you? Anything? Any updates?
Any tips?
Any tips?
I have been playing
Playing
not a
me.
lot. Yeah, if anything, you're on your
My
feelings.
feelings.
No, like I was well actually I've been playing 2 things. I've been playing and I've only played this for a handful of time, like a little bit of time, not like crazy, but I started playing this game called Valheim. I picked it up with some of the buddies from Discord. And they were just telling me, or Owen in particular, one of our buddies, he's like, "Hey, you should play this game, get this game." And I'm like, and he's like, "It's like $10." And I'm like, I'm not down. I don't have that kind of money right now. Obviously, it's just $10, not like a big deal. And it's funny, I ended up getting money and I started buying a bunch of dumb like games out. Not dumb, but just started buying like these sales. Steam has like some great sales, and I'm like, I'm gonna take advantage. I'm gonna take advantage. But
Mhm.
so that Valheim game was like $10. I ended up buying it and I played for like an hour or two with some of the guys, and they have like it's like Minecraft in like Viking era, so you do like little raids, but you also need to collect and like make armor and kind of upgrade yourself, and everything you kind of do upgrades you. So if like you're jumping a lot or you're running, like it levels you up every time depending on how much you're doing it.
Mhm.
And it was a cool game. Like I'm having a good time. Like a part of me
It
always
was.
thinks
You're
of
not playing anymore.
no, I'm not. Like I haven't hopped back on. Like I just haven't had like that feeling right now. But I
Mhm.
like sometimes I think about it, but I'm just busy right now because I have to lock in, as the kids say. I have
Okay.
like I'm at the last part of my semester, so I have to like do a lot of homework and a lot of like things. So I'm
Yeah.
just like kind of stop playing. You all right? It
Sorry,
looked like
I hit my mic thing.
no,
Sorry.
you're good. It looked like
I don't know if you heard it.
like yeah, I did.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've been playing that, and I started playing a little bit of Elden Ring, DLC, the Shadow over the Erd Tree.
Yeah.
I was playing with the friend of the channel, Kyle Golden Doodle. I don't even know if he watches this, but if he does or does not. But I was playing with that guy, dude, and like now I'm in Elden Ring. I'm like 130 hours
Mhm.
of playtime, and that DLC,
That's
dude.
combined with the DLC.
That's combined with the DLC.
Okay.
I had 100 hours without the DLC, so 30
Gotcha.
hours has
Mhm.
just been the DLC or something, yeah,
Mhm.
something like that. And man, dude, that game is crazy, bro. Like you'll just play that DLC, and then you're like, you get to a certain location, and then bam, it's like a whole nother big place. and then
Jeez.
it keeps doing it, and you're just like, oh my gosh. But it's a really great DLC. I don't think it's as big as the main game, if I can recall correctly.
Mhm.
But I haven't played the whole thing. I just literally got to the. I was telling you the other day. I believe his name is Mesmer, which is like
Mhm.
the main character. Like when you look at the DLC box art or whatever, like that character that's in the front of that cover is Mesmer. I fought him, and he would, dude. It doesn't matter how high of a level you are in this game, you're gonna get like freaking like a mollywop, bro. They hit hard. Like it's not easy. It's still like very much a difficult Dark Souls esque game.
I bet.
But it's fun, man. So that's what I've been playing.
Interesting. Is there any other games on your list that you're thinking of playing, or you're just kind of stuck still in your little
I'm in
lull?
this. See, I'm glad that you asked. I didn't know if I should or not, but I've been in this weird sort of like I don't know what to play. And I know
Yeah.
I was telling you I wanted to play GTA 5, downloaded that. And then I'm like, oh, I want to play Assassin's Creed Odyssey, downloaded that. And I'm going to play Doom Eternal, downloaded that. And it's like,
It happens.
and it's just like this continuous, like, I want to play this, but I never get to go play them. I just, like right now, I mean, I obviously not everyone knows, but I upgraded my phone, right? And I have a phone that runs games a little bit better. So I was looking into getting an emulator on there. And
Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, on my old phone, I could do it too. But like now with this one, I heard it runs really well. So I was like looking into emulators, and I wanted to emulate some of the PSP games I own, like some Final Fantasy or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And like again, it's like I'm gonna download it, but I'm not gonna play it. And I just
Yeah. I mean,
and it's
chat. Sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Oh, leave in the comments, everyone, if you wanna give a little suggestion for Ernie, something to play. He probably won't play it, but
I
it's there.
know,
Suggested.
I know, because
I mean, I get it, man. It's tough.
yeah, talking about Kyle again. He was talking to me today, and he said he was playing this game on Game Pass. He was streaming it to his phone. It's called something stars or something like that. I'd have
Sea
to
of
look it up.
Stars.
Sea of Stars, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Sea of Stars.
Mm-hmm.
And he was telling me that it's really fun, and it kind of plays a little bit like a Pokemon and an RPG, and you have to time it like Mario, Super Mario RPG and stuff like that.
I've heard good things. I played a little bit of a demo before. It's not my game typically, but it is a cool game.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be such a great like game to like kind of just chill, and then you're on your phone,
Mm-hmm.
and like playing. And so I'm like, I'll look into it. I've never seen that game. The only game I ever played on my phone through Game Pass like stream was Octopath Traveler, dude, and that game is awesome. But I ended up losing my Game Pass, so I stopped playing it. But now that we have Game Pass, I might go back. You know what I mean? We'll see.
The only star I see is you.
Look at him, dude.
But yeah, I've always been interested in Octopath Traveler as well, but I don't know. I don't think it's my type of thing, unfortunately. But hey, that's what we've been playing this past week. Let us know what you've all been playing. If you have any recommendations for us, we would love that. But let's go ahead and get into our main topic this week. We are talking the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 era. This generation began. This is technically the seventh generation, which began in 2005 with the release of the Xbox 360. Now, Ernie, this is your idea to talk about the PS3. Can you just give me a little rundown why you thought let's PS3, let's skip PS2, PS1, let's why PS3?
I mean, I don't. There was something that had sparked this conversation in my head. I love the PS3. It's one of my favorite consoles.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the one where I just game very heavily on.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember seeing this bundle that I showed you on a tweet. And I know you're gonna you're gonna get into a story about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember seeing that bundle. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we don't have this. Yeah, I'm like, this doesn't happen. This is not a thing that I see. Like, I know we get the Fortnite, like Nintendo Switch bundle, or whatever, like the consoles and all that, but we don't get like that. I can remember we don't get that bundle. The one I'm talking about is I'll show you guys.
Yeah, so basically the bundle is it would be a game and like a controller. and I will talk about it a little bit more into detail. But it's
funny,
funny because
like,
these
like,
bundles were like what, like $70 maybe. Now you can't even get a controller for that.
dude, this is so awesome.
Yeah,
Like,
for the people just listening to the audio, he's showing a box of Infamous along with a blue controller. How much is it on right now?
$89.99.
I mean, that's still less than a PS5 controller. No, I mean a little more, but
this has got to be like not real, right? Do you think this?
I think it's more because it's like a collector's thing now. It's not really. I think that before it was a lot cheaper.
Yeah. So I saw that, and that's what kind of sparked the overall conversation. And I was telling you about it. I'm like, man, I have a lot of stories. I have a lot of lore built into like myself as a gamer, and I think PS3 was kind like, don't get me wrong, I played like Super Nintendo, PS1, I played all that, but there's something about the PlayStation 3 that really took me to a different level in my gameplay experiences. Like truly it did. And so that's kind of why. Right.
Yeah, that's not to say we're not going to ever talk about like the PS2, PS1, and all that other stuff. We just wanted to start here because this is just the memories. Now I know. Now I want to just say up top too, we're not going to talk about the Xbox 360 as much because I have some personal memories with the Xbox 360. I know you said you didn't as much, but I also have a lot more with the PS3.
Yeah.
So if you don't mind, let me take you on a journey with this Xbox 360 that was released, officially revealed on May 12th, 2005, and released November 22nd, 2005. So this console, so I had a PS2 prior to the Xbox 360. I don't recall the reason I got it. I think the thing you're showing on the screen, Brutal Legend. I never got to play that game. But a lot of friends were playing, just like the Call of Duty games and all that stuff. And I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna hop on this. And like Halo was a big thing. And so I remember getting one. I want to say maybe, gosh, I can't remember when my first Xbox was, but so there's this thing, and if you all don't or are not aware of this, the red rings of death. Basically, what this was, a defective Xbox console. You'd get the Xbox, you boot it up, red rings would flash. I think it was 3 rings, right? It wasn't 4. Or it could have been all of them. I don't recall, but basically, your Xbox was done. You couldn't do anything. This is a problem that happened a lot. And let me tell you all something. I went through 7 Xbox 360s to finally get one that worked.
The craziest thing I've ever heard.
And we did it. I think on the 3rd attempt with the Xbox, my dad was finally like, "Let's get the warranty on for Best Buy just in case." And we did. And ever since then, I've always gotten warranties on my stuff.
Oh my gosh, that's so crazy that's where it stems from.
That's the origin story.
That is crazy because you've always you are not a big advocate, but you're just a person that like is very into getting his warranties. And I mean that's a great thing. There's nothing wrong with that. I've never met people like that. Every time I hear people, they're always like, I'm skipping the warranty. Like
I mean for the most part it's a scam. It's just extra money.
It is, and it's crazy to me because like we shouldn't have dealt with that. Like I went through 3 Xbox 360s till I got the one that actually I still have and it still works. And it's crazy like how much money they made out of us because like it was a great console. They had some great Xbox 360 games. I think this is when Microsoft was probably the top console in selling and everything in this particular moment, right?
Even though PS2 was like one of the biggest selling, but that was like all overall. But sorry, continue.
No, you're right. I mean, the PS2 was like selling a lot. I mean, because at some point, right, like it becomes like the new phones. People like buy the iPhone 15, but it's like the iPhone 11 still sells because it's so much cheaper now. Yeah. But like the PS2 was a way for people to get, the PS2 was a way for people to get the like a DVD drive. Yes. So that's why it sold really well. But also like eventually the PS3 became the console to get a Blu-ray player that was cheaper than buying an actual Blu-ray player, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and you get games along with it as well. So it's like,
so it's like a kind of a combination, right? It sells itself.
So yeah, but anyway, but this is why I have the Total Tech membership at Best Buy because I automatically get the warranties anyway. They always have manufacturer warranties, but like by the time you need it, it's like gone. But anyway, yeah, I remember getting the Xbox 360 and I played a lot of Call of Duty with friends. Like that was like my first like foray into really hardcore online gaming with people. And that's why I enjoyed it. I played some Halo. I remember a night I was spent the night with a friend. Like we played Halo, the first one, beat the whole game, stayed up till like 4 a.m. This was like middle school time, whatever grade we were in. There was this game called The Outfit. My friend, I don't know if you ever remember this game. It was like a weird little army game that like my neighbor was telling me about. And I just wanted to share this other story that I thought is pretty funny. That we I bought the game Crackdown, right? I know you know what the game Crackdown is. It was like the first one, futuristic, like kind of cop. It had like it looked super cool, and like I played it. I didn't care for it, and then my neighbor, he's like, hey, I'll buy it from you, like $20 or whatever. I don't know how much I sold it for him. Like, yeah, sure, whatever. I gave it to him. A couple days later, I go to his house. He shows me the game. He unlocks something like that he got. I think it was in the game because I don't think you could like mod it or anything at that time. That like gave you all these crazy extra power ups and just like made you a superhero. Like right in the beginning, I'm like, how did you do this? And I was like all freaking out. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I want this game. Dude, let me buy it back. He's all right, $50. And I'm like, what? Like he was trying to. He's like, no, actually, no. He just told me no. He's like, no. He's all sorry. And then I had to rebuy it. And then I really loved the game after that. Like I loved that game after that. And I never played the other ones, but I just remember that specific story. I thought it was pretty hilarious. And obviously, awesome, man. Gears of War. I mean, Gears of War was iconic. I remember. Honestly, I think that's the only game trailer that I recall. I'm sorry, no. Call of Duty Big Red one and Gears of War were like the only game trailers I saw in a movie theater. And I remember the Gears of War one with the Mad World song. I'm like, what is this game?
And that's a job with that song.
Yeah, and I remember wanting, and also last story I'll share. I remember before I had the Xbox, there was a Christmas with my family, and my uncles were like, got you an Xbox. I'm like, what? And like I was all excited, and they just had a box and they wrote the letter X on it. I was like, ah!
That's so messed up. Oh my gosh.
But you know, that's all things start. So yeah. I mean, I had a great time with the Xbox. Believe me, I enjoyed it. But I think Sony ended up really being and PlayStation ended up being my bag. Before I get into the way, I got like my PS3. I want to hear about how you like. When did you get your first PS3?
No, well, let's talk about 360. I wasn't able to get my side.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you didn't have anything about it.
No, I do. I mean, because I was an avid 360 player, and I still was even after I got my PS3. And there's a particular moment which I wrote down in the notes, and I'll have to remember the date, but we'll get into that later. But so, like you, I went through a few 360s. We bought the first Xbox. I don't recall where, but it was like this place called La Curacao. If you guys know what that is, basically you finance like things, or not finance. It's like you pay. Yeah, basically, and like the crazy thing is like they bundle these stupid things with it, and they make it more expensive. So at the end of the day, we're just spending a lot of money. And so my brother, who had a job at the time, what did you say?
He was working there at Curacao.
No, he wasn't. He
just had a job. No, I was just laughing about the Curacao.
No, yeah. So he had a job somewhere else, and he had gotten money, and he was like, one of his friends had like a credit there, and he's like, "Let me buy this Xbox with you," and so he helped him get it. And dude, I was so excited. We got Assassin's Creed 1, and we were trying to play as much as we could, bro. And the freaking, as soon as we started playing it, it would brick. Like it would just like shut off, and we're like, "What's going on?"
Like red ring or just
red rings, but we didn't know at the time. Like we hadn't known. So what we ended up doing was we did some stupid stuff because we thought it was overheating. That's why it was turning off. We would put a wet, cold towel.
That's the solution.
Yeah, it was because we're stupid kids. It's like the same. Like I would probably harken it back to like people that used to blow on their Nintendo
I know they said not to do it, but for some reason it worked somehow.
And it worked, yeah. For whatever
everyone believed it.
And dude, it's crazy. I don't know if you remember this too, where you would this is freaking random too. For PS2, PS1, you'd get the disc, and back then Blu-rays weren't a thing, obviously. So Blu-rays are way better because if you scratch them, they'll still work. The CDs back, and if you scratched it, dude, you'd have to do like 3 Holy Marys and all kinds of and like these like routines of like wiping it, putting it in, using the disc cleaner. You know what I mean? Like
That's right. I was gonna say the disc cleaner you bought from like the dollar store.
yeah, and then you would do it, put it in really fast, close it a certain way, and pray to God. And then I don't know. I had my brothers. We would hold our hands and be like, look at each other, like. But yeah, so we would do that with the 360, and I blame the 360 for not being able to ever finish Assassin's Creed 1 till this day. I've never done it. And I bought it. I bought it again. I definitely want to go back, but I honestly blame it. But so so that happened. I went through like 3 of them. I had the first one that my brother bought. I had a second one that actually my brother-in-law Lee had sold to my wife, who had given it to me. I was so excited. It was for Christmas, bro. That was my first time I ever got a console for Christmas, like as an adult. Like, cause you and I, we usually just buy ourselves things, right?
Of course, yeah.
And so and she got it, and I was like, dude, no way. And so I played on that, and then that bricked Red Rings of Death, and then I would take that to go get it fixed with some guy, and he would basically like do these things, and it would start working. He would solder and do all his, and then it would work for a bit. And I would take it back, and he's like, "Man, to be honest with you, stop spending money on this." And I'm like, "So what do I do?" And he's like, "Go, you got to get a new one." And so I told him, I'm like, "What if I sell it to you for parts?" And he sold it like I sold it for like $40. Sadly, he took it. Awesome. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, I think he was just gonna buy it for the other things, but it just sucked because I was so excited to continue to play, right?
Of course.
And around this time, I think the reason I want to say, because this is throughout the years of the 360's life, it wasn't like right at the beginning, but at some point eventually I got a PS3, which we'll get into eventually. But
did you have the accessories for the Xbox, like the little keypad you could attach?
I had I had the microphone.
Yeah, the world's crappiest microphone.
Yeah, so that's the one. That's, dude. You know what's funny is people right now like buy things to emulate that.
I mean, yeah, they want that old
because it's funny and it makes it like they're like, "Oh, look how terrible my microphone sounds" or whatever.
Yeah,
I had learned that from one of my buddies who was telling me that, and I was like, "It's so funny." But what were you gonna say?
No, yeah, I'm looking at these games and I'm just like, man, I think like it's hard to talk because like I don't know which games I played like the games I played the PlayStation with or like the Xbox. You know what I mean? Like because the games all kind of mesh together. So
yeah. So
for the episode. Good.
I want to this I want to say this because I want to look up I want to look at the notes. I wanted to know. So when I got my last Xbox, this is the one I told you I sold that guy. The reason I was so adamant about fixing it was because in 2011 the PSN got hacked, and we'll talk about it a little bit more when we get on the PS3 side. So because that happened, I wanted to play multiplayer. I wanted to play Call of Duty. I had just gone to the Call of Duty experience that they only had once a year.
No, I'm sorry, like PSN got hacked or the Xbox got hacked?
No, the PSN got hacked.
Okay, but you had an Xbox.
I did. I had both. I've always had
consoles. Sorry.
Because that happened, that's why my wife bought me the 360.
Gotcha. Okay,
and then so no, you're good. And it was only for like maybe like it was not too long when it happened, but she ended up so she got me that 360, and then I think I'm getting this confused. And then during Christmas, I got another one that I think would happen. But whatever, doesn't matter. Eventually, I just had them. But yeah, so that happened, and then that console bricked. So I went to go buy an Xbox 360, the black one, the black edition that had like in their hard drive wasn't on top anymore. It was like a little like square. Do you remember?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, dude. And I bought it, and that one was the one that worked forever. And got Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 delivered to my house like a few days early because of Call of Duty experience, dude. Dude, it was so awesome, bro. I front of the cast, MY, dude, McFly, he was there with me when all this was happening. And I think he was glad that I switched because I was playing PS3 and I wasn't playing 360 at the time, but neither here nor there. I just wanted to share my little story, which, man, I wish I could remember exactly everything. So, like, pinpoint, because it's hard. Time ago. It's such a long time ago, and I like a part of me wanted to do this before the cast. Wanted to talk to my brothers because they're like, they were a little bit older, so they'd probably remember a lot more of.
I mean, we
How
can
I
always
used to
revisit
have
if we
it.
really need to, like that, just to throw it in there
Yeah,
as a.
but
But yeah, so basically what I was saying about the games, like if we're gonna, some of the games might get mixed for just the episode's sake. I'm gonna say I played a certain game on the PlayStation 3 because that's what we're gonna continue on. Obviously, there's some exclusives for Xbox that we know that are exclusives. But I remember playing Left 4 Dead on the Xbox for sure. I just saw that Left 4 Dead was an awesome game, and I think I played BioShock, the first one. I did play a lot because I'm looking at it now, and so let me share the story of how I got my PlayStation 3 here. I was at a Best Buy. Maybe it wasn't Best Buy. I don't know. Whatever store I was. And for all our younger listeners here, stores used to let you play demos inside their stores, and had like all the consoles set up. I mean, there's some you do it now. It's pretty rare. But I remember Uncharted 3 was coming out. I had heard about the first Uncharted, and I remember seeing him on the Lux, pretty cool, but I never really thought about it after that. Uncharted 3 was the demo on a Best Buy. And I'm going to give this a go. I played it, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I need this game. Like I want this game. I want that Wookiee. So I ended up buying a PS3. I didn't have the original one, the big bulk one. I didn't have that one. I forgot the first one I got. It might have been a bundle one, and I think it was the Glacier White one that I have that I had sold you for a little. That you had for a little bit. I think it was that one. But yeah, so I ended up buying that game and the PlayStation, and I was playing it. And as I was going through the third one, I stopped midway, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you know what? I need to play the other two because there's three in the series, four now. 5 if you're counting Lost Legacy. Oh, I guess 6 if you cost the PSP one, the Vita one. Sorry, but and that's where I found that bundle that you were talking about, Ernie, the one with 1 and 2, the controller, and I bought it. And I played those games, and that's how my PS3 journey started. And it was a good start, I'll tell you.
That's awesome. I love it.
It might have been the Destiny bundle that I got, because I know you were really into Destiny. But
I was into Destiny, yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, sorry. What about you?
Good. Yeah. So I just I think I just realized I think I got the Xbox that I wanted. That I did the white one that bricked on me. I got it for my birthday, I think in June. April's when the PSN shut down, and I think that's when I kind of switched up. But yeah, you asked me so for me, the PS3, I didn't get my PS3 till I started college. I signed up for college, and I like right after like high school.
I think this was for me too as well. Sorry.
Yeah. So
I got mine during college as well. But go ahead.
Yeah. So it was my first year of college, and I had been like I just went straight out after like high school, so I didn't really have money. I was just living off of like my parents or my mother, and like I signed up for financial aid, and like I was able to like get a little money for the books and like everything and all that stuff. And so some of that money I saved towards the PS3, dude. And I remember having that money and being like, I told my girlfriend at the time, I told her, I'm like, I'm going to go to GameStop and I'm going to go buy this PS3, bro. And it sucks because when I went, I got because there was gigabyte editions, right? There was one that I got was like 60 gigabytes, I think. Might have been 40, which is not a lot of memory at the time, even then. But I want to say it was 40 gigabytes, bro. I still have that console still to this day.
I don't think it went higher than 64 right at the time.
No. So when I bought it was a little bit after it had come out. Because I don't know if you remember the keynote to PS3. To the conference when they like announced it. You'll see in the background, but there's this guy with a sweet little like movement. But the guy who was announcing the PS3 goes like, it's this amount of money, and then he goes, you're gonna need 2 jobs to afford it.
I remember seeing it. I'm like, oh my gosh.
People were so pissed, dude. Like people were like saying, like,
yeah, why would you say that?
They were saying it again when the PS5 Pro had been announced, but I mean that's for another topic. But so I went spend all this money on freaking on the PS3, bro. Bought a bunch of games, dude. And right after I bought that, like It was like the 40 gigabyte edition or something. My brother-in-law later on, a few months, like a month or something, or a few weeks, I want to say, like he bought his bundle, and it was the Metal Gear bundle.
Mm.
That was 80 gigabytes. It came with the game and all that stuff, and it actually played PS2 games.
Yeah.
Or some, or I don't know if all of them or some. Do you remember this? That was the only
I think
console
so.
version of that of that PS3 that had backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
Do you remember this?
I do remember that. Yeah, that is wild.
Dude, and I was like, he ended up selling that, and he's so dumb. Like I was like, because when he sold it, I'm like, dude, you should have just sold it to me, bro. Like I would have kept that, because now I think that's like not a sought after console, but like most don't do that, right?
Well, yeah, it's funny because like when we bought these, we didn't think to like, oh, we're gonna sell it for more. Like, it's gonna become these treasured items. We didn't think that. You know what I mean? We're just like we were young trying to make money, so like we would sell things, and you know what I mean. All the games I sold and the stuff I sold. I didn't want to say it, but you said it, so I'm gonna say it too. I think I remember using my financial aid as well to buy the PS3. I remember I was like, I'm gonna save this a little bit. I was like, yes.
No, dude, I mean, I mean,
I know.
It's not like you're, it's not like you're not going to use that money for anything else.
No, I know. It's
like,
to help your cost of living.
Exactly. The thing with the when I little real TMI, right? When I had gotten the financial aid, I had gotten financial aid after I had already finished my school, so I had my family and like I worked this like odd job with my mom and her job to pay for my stuff. So it wasn't like I didn't get like I didn't use it for school. Like I used it for that, and I ended up getting
I'm not talking bad about it.
No. I mean, I know you're not, but I'm just like I'm letting the viewer know. But it was just it was awesome, dude. And I remember just buying a bunch of crap on that console. Like I remember buying Guitar Hero Aerosmith, which I really didn't like, but I ended up getting it because I was able to.
Was Guitar Hero 3 PlayStation 3?
It was, yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I got that as well. I remember getting it, and I remember walking out with it. It's all big. It's funny. I'm like, I don't think I walked home like that. I had a ride, but I just remember walking home with that big old thing.
Oh no,
happy. I might have made it home that night.
Probably not.
I know. I think it came out for PS2. It came out in 2007, so I might have had it for PS2.
I had it for
I didn't get a PS3 till, like I said, Uncharted 3, which was 2011, 2012. But yeah, man, it's just so many great memories on these consoles. I don't think I ever really played online on the PS3, to be honest with you. And it's really wild to me, my friend, that Grand Theft Auto 5 originally came out on the PS3. If y'all don't know that, I mean, maybe you do because you've seen it come out so many times, but that is wild to me that game started on the PS3, right? I mean, how many years? 12 years maybe now that's came out. I mean, oh my goodness, that is crazy. Where is 6? Where is it? We want it. We need it. And I remember running great. I remember running pretty good. But anyway, lots of great games on this PS3. Lots of good times. Last of Us, of course, was a big deal. That was a big game that came out. Which is another game to think that's pretty crazy that came out originally.
It came out on PS3, right? Like at some point, there's like this. I don't know how to explain this, but there's this like sort of history that kind of gets lost on the PS3 because most of this is when games started getting remakes, remasters of everything, and like you forgot that
PS4 era, right? That's when it happened.
Yeah, the PS4 era. But like, I mean, even PS3, right? We got like the God of War ones and stuff like that. But like, yeah, I remember thinking like how crazy it was to like that the PS3 was able to run The Last of Us, like one of the not the last games, but one of the
I mean, Grand Theft Auto as well. I mean, that's game came after Last of Us. Like,
yeah, which is, dude, it's so crazy to me, like that they were able to like do that. Like it's just, it's so.
And they look fantastic. They didn't look bad. Like there was nothing that I remember, at least.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. There was definitely things that needed fixing in the PS3, and I know. Like, maybe most of y'all won't do this, but if you ever go back to a PS3 and try to download a game, or try to like go on the PlayStation PSN store, it is so slow. Like we dealt with that. Like once I got to PS4, I was like, dude, I don't want to go back. Right, you ended up selling me the PS3 that you talked about, your Glacier White one.
Yeah.
I obviously sold it back to you, but when I was doing it, I remember being like, dude, Lex, you don't even know how good we have it. Like it's crazy how fast our downloads are now, and it's so wild to me.
No, it's funny you bring that up. I remember one time I think I was downloading a Call of Duty game, and I remember just saying like 99 hours. I was like, I'm never gonna play this game. Obviously, it didn't end up being that way, but like you had to leave it on. Like you had, like I don't know, I don't think I was even hardwired at this time. I think it was just running straight off Wi-Fi, but. Yeah, it was just like, oh man, it was the struggle. Even with the Ethernet cable, you still were loading slow on those things. I remember also adding a bunch of like movies and shows to the PlayStation. I forgot how I did it. I think did you have it when I gave it to you or sold it to you? I think it was already cleared out, maybe, but
no. But even then, I when you gave it to me. I think it did have things, but I just deleted everything, so I didn't check what was in there. Like even when I think you had like The Simpsons or something in there.
I had a bunch of Simpsons, like a bunch of shows, just random movies. I don't know. I don't remember how I did it. Someone showed me how to do it.
Yeah, bro. I hate that. The thing. So I still have my PS3, the original one that I bought. I kind of want to like dismantle it and hang it on the wall. That'd be so cool. But also just I don't know,
PS3
forever.
The big one?
Yeah, the big one. I love that one.
Really?
And, no, that's a great console. I mean the PS4 is probably the PS3 is like my favorite like one that I played games on. But my favorite like a console design and console is the PS4, I think. But I will get that to the next time.
What about the PS2 Slim, dude? You know? We'll talk
never
about
had that. Never had
that.
that.
Okay. Wish I didn't hear that.
My brother did, but I had the original.
I mean, I like the PS3 that I have, the little Glacier one. I mean, that was cool. It's like a little smaller too, so I wasn't like taking up too much room. You know. There's Assassin's Creed Black Flag in the background, which I love. Supposedly it'll be a remake. Anyway, sorry, continue. You know, I might have too, actually. Yeah, you're right. I did play it on PS4.
I was muted, but sorry, I didn't even play that Assassin's Creed game on PS3. I played it on the PS4. Which is like, it's so crazy. Like to think, I'm telling you, it's like it's like this history of like this was the time where. Like you bought, I think if you bought I think it was one of the Call of Duties. You buy two versions of it, so you can play it on PS3 to PS4, so you could just go to the next one. Because I stopped playing 360 at one point because I didn't want to pay for Xbox Live. I was like, I'm a broke college kid.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like I want the cheapest alternative. No, it
was like $50 a year.
I don't remember.
I think it was. It was like gold or something like that, and it was fun. But like,
this is the game I lost a lot of freaking. This is Modern Warfare 2 right here, 2009. I lost my life here.
Yeah, I remember played a lot of all the friends, and like I said, those funny little headsets we had. Do you remember the greatest hits? Like the PlayStation would always have like greatest hits when you go to the store, and it's like the little red top at the top. And it was just funny to see. I was like the greatest hits, and it was like always. I don't know if those are cheaper or not. I don't think they were.
I don't know, but there's like ones where they do this thing where it's Game of the Year edition, and it's like a game that you know for a fact did not get Game of the Year.
It's kind of like when we talk about movies, like the best movie of the year. It's like it's not. Dude, Fight Night round 4. I think that was one of the first games I got for Xbox. And I remember being like so like blown away by like how it looked and played. And I remember my dad even seeing it, like, whoa.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Like man, I remember showing my mom certain games, and she was like, "Look how real this looks." Look how real look at all. It doesn't even look.
It looks so bad.
Yeah, but like at the time, it looks so great. Like to the person who didn't play PS3, like. These games don't look as great, but at the time they were like groundbreaking. You know what I mean?
Exactly,
Not just like by the look, but by what they were doing, like the things that were happening on screen. Like BioShock is a gorgeous game. I think not still to this day because I'm
both,
sure
right?
games,
And the first one.
Yeah. But like the water in BioShock 1, 2010, the water looks so darn pretty, bro. Remember that? And the fire.
And BioShock Infinite also was like towards the end, like where the Last of Us came. It's wild that I'm looking at this now. It's like BioShock came out in March of 2013. Last of Us was June of 2013. Grand Theft Auto September 2013. What a banger of a year of like games that were coming out. Like,
dude,
we don't get a lot of those. It seems like for myself.
Because now it's more expensive to make these games. But like, you got to think about it, bro. Like, this is the time where you and I were spending stupid amount of money, and this is where our backlog started.
I mean, yeah.
Like, you know, because they were all so good, right? And then it was like,
I mean, you got Arkham City.
Yeah, look at Battlefield Bad Company 2. That game was awesome. I remember playing that.
Sorry, but like, we're looking at these videos and just getting, but it's so fun to see. It just takes you back.
It really does, dude.
To these great times, and I really love these consoles. And Black Flag was in 2013 as well. Oh my goodness, man! It's just I mean, you can't really say that about a Ubisoft game because they're always coming out with an Assassin's Creed. But so many games. But yeah, I've lost so many hours to it, like you said as well. Like I just remember just having a blast with these consoles and just. They don't make them like they used to. I mean, it's funny to say that, but like, you know, it's kind of true, right? It's like, I mean, these consoles now and everything we have now are awesome, but like, the memories I have are just so much stronger with these generations, right? I mean, do you feel that way? I mean, I'm not saying we don't have great games, but like, man, it's like I think
there's something about this time, and I think it has to do with our state of mind, right? Like we didn't have big boy jobs, or I'm not saying I have a biggest boy job, but it's like we didn't have the things we do now, like a wife, a kid. You know what I mean? Like it's far. It's. I mean, but you have your dog and you have your girlfriend. You know what I mean? And like you guys, it almost close to that. Like it's not like.
No.
But you know what I mean? Like you have a life outside of gaming. Back then, I remember like I had a girlfriend, but I would come home like at 12 midnight, stay up till like freaking 3 or 4 in the morning playing Call of Duty, and then sleeping all the way till 11 or 12. Yeah. And then rinse and repeat, you know, like just do the same thing every day, and then like.
No, I mean, and I think it was more with the next generation. But I mean, we can talk about it another time. But like the times we just be on chats. And just like it doesn't happen anymore. Like you said, we'd be up so late playing. And same with when I was in this generation. I don't think we played too much of this generation together. I think I knew you towards the end of the generation.
I think you and I started talking a lot more when BioShock Infinite and Last of Us were around.
Yeah, we met at this party, and it said, "You my little blue thing." No, I'm kidding. That movie. So copyright.
Well, you're singing it too close to the guy, or as the guy. No,
yeah, I mean,
yeah, dude, that's crazy. I forgot.
Original Red Dead Redemption also was something that came out. I mean, I remember the memories of that. Was just like that, seeing that game, and obviously Red Dead 2 is such a technical feat, but like seeing Red Dead also 1 was just like, oh my goodness, like, you know, we always bring up that one memory when you're traveling to Mexico, right, in that game, and it's all, I forget what the song was, but it's, do you remember what the song was? Gosh, I feel like you had better.
Doesn't it go
something sweet,
like
not the
no, dude, similar to that, but
and Rock Band, bro. I mean, Rock Band. What a funny game like that came out. Like it was a great time to play these games. So much more like collaborative, right? And like co-op focused.
More co-op focused stuff.
And I know we were talking about too. It's like you don't get a lot of games like that anymore, unless if you're playing like an online competitive or something like that. And we've kind of lost that. And it makes me sad.
Yeah. You know, it's funny that you say that, and I think they're just a little different. It isn't the couch co-op that we used to do when we were like at the time, because everything is more online focused. Like if you play like games on PC or like some other, I don't know, I usually say PC because that's where you find a bunch of random games. They still exist. They're still there. There's like a small group of them, but it's like not a lot of people are there to look for that because they want the online experience. They want like a different style of game. Like they want live services Fortnite. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that in itself is kind of co-op, but it's not really, right? But like you and I hop on, we play. You know what I mean? Like,
can I tell you a funny guilty game that I had bought?
Yeah, of course.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
I knew it.
I just thought about it right now. I bought the one that was for the Johnny Depp version. Oh my gosh! And I remember getting so much crap from it from like a friend, and he's like, "Geez, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory." And I remember another game place that's been lost. I bought it at Toys R Us.
Oh my god!
It was so funny. I don't know why I was excited. I'm looking at the pictures now, and the picture of Charlie.
Oh, that's so awesome.
I'm gonna share it on our notes.
I wonder if it's gonna come out on this. No, it's probably not. But
no, but I also wanted to say.
Let's see. What is it called?
You see him? Just look at Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Okay, I put it in our notes because it looks funny. But yeah, I bought that game. I don't know. I love Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and I thought, wait, you gotta put the video game. Where is he? There he is, right there. That one to the right there. There you go.
This one?
No, to the left of that. With just Charlie in it. Yeah, there you go. Look at him. Oh, you're looking at a trailer. Hey, run the trailer, man. It's really long time. And I remember the first level, you're sliding on a trash can lid through the snow trying to chase the dollar for the chocolate.
Oh my gosh.
That's like the only memory I have from the game, and it's oh goodness.
It
was a guilty game. I bought a lot of silly games, and I think it's funny because nowadays we buy a lot more.
Look at
Look, you're chasing the dollar. Get it. I mean, obviously, like now, I like we have like the games are so much cheaper. You can just buy these random games. I think you said you bought the Alice in Wonderland game, right? Like,
I did. It was like $1, and that had been like for a while. Like I remember,
but it's random games you didn't play back in the day. Now you can just buy because they're only like $1 or whatever. If this game comes back, dude, I'm gonna buy it for you, and I'm gonna make you play it. We're gonna play it for a month, and we're gonna review it.
Dude, honestly, we could probably get it. Like we could probably find it somewhere and emulate it, but. I mean, obviously,
it's probably not even worth it. I do want to mention this. I wasn't aware of this for the PlayStation, maybe because I just jumped on it way too late. But apparently, there was a yellow light of death for this.
Yeah. I put that on the notes there.
Yeah, I was reading that now.
So
did you ever experience that?
No, dude. But I knew someone that had, and they told me about it, and it was basically. It's on the notes there if you want to read it out a little bit.
Just the yellow light of death. Basically, you get flashing, similar to the red ring of death. It was critical hardware failure, overheating, led to like cracked solder joints. That was it on the motherboard, which is pretty wild. I mean, like I said, I got into the PS3 very late, so I probably avoided this, and maybe you did as well. But yeah, I didn't hear it as much as I did with the Xbox.
But yeah, dude, it was. I remember it scared me. I truly thought that I was gonna get that one of these days because I would leave the PS3 on a lot. Like I would the PS3 was my workhorse, dude. I would treat it like I do my PC now, where it was like it would be on like for me to play games, to watch movies, and I would watch
rant constantly.
Back in the day, like we would be able to buy movies on the PlayStation Store. Now they don't have that, right? So I had the movie Click, Jingle All the Way, Grandma's Boy, and I would just play those movies all the time, bro. And it was just like this freaking.
You had it running, man. You had it going like.
Yeah, it wasn't like the PS4. Like I don't remember the PS3 ever like breathing so crazy, but I haven't played that in a long time. But I remember the PS4. Remember that like when you started going to its last like legs and stuff, it would go. And it was like a jet engine trying to take off.
Yeah, I mean, it was scary. I hated when that happened. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, and it just get really hot. And you're like, no, like, oh my gosh, the Iron Man game. I just saw that's funny. I haven't buying that game. That was pretty cool. But yeah, dude, it's wild that it's just like it was just this generation that had all these really big problems. After that, I mean, they had their issues, of course, but like I never heard anything like that broke the systems. Even prior to these, there was nothing like that. Right? I mean, it's just. For some reason, this generation specifically had these problems with the rings. I don't know. Maybe it was a setup. The guy wanted 2 jobs. He said 2 jobs.
2 consoles. No, I think the PS4 had something that was bricking them, but I don't recall what it was. But there was something.
Obviously, it wasn't as big. I remember this being more like a phenomenon.
Yeah,
Especially the Red. I mean, the Red Ring more so.
Would get it, and I think it was like I think it was like one of those things where it was like only a handful of people got it, but it was because of what had happened in the past with the other consoles. People made it such a big deal. I kind of want to look it up what it was. But whatever. This game I remember, freaking Metal Gear Solid when the collection had come out, they made it look like really nice. But this is a like fantastic looking PS2 game.
Yeah, PS3.
No, this is a PS2. Well, I mean,
original. This came out. Because originally it was just HD was collections that were coming out, right? That's what the remaster was. It wasn't called remaster.
There weren't remasters or remakes.
That's funny. That is funny. I remember that. It's like it wasn't even that much better.
No. I mean,
but hey, I mean,
it just made it run a little bit smoother. I would say probably, but I don't recall. This game right here, dude, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare 2007.
I lost hours of that game. I think that was the big one.
The amount of time that I spent on this game, dude, is sickening.
How many prestige, bro? How many prestige?
Oh, I went all the way, bro, like twice.
Isn't it wild to think how far Call of Duty has came since that?
How far it's fallen?
How far it's fallen? I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, the new one's fun. It's cool, but they don't retain They don't retain me like they used to, and I don't think they retain most people, to be honest. But
one of the last games I wanted to bring up was DJ Hero. I remember I had bought the game DJ Hero, so that game was similar to Guitar Hero, but it was like a DJ set. I remember playing it for like not that long. I was like, I'm done with this game. It was really bad. It was not a good game for me at least. Maybe people liked it. But yeah, man. I mean, that's all I really have to say on the PS3 in this generation and the Xbox. Is there anything else you wanted to add that we? I mean, I know there's so much that we could probably just talk. I'm sure we can just watch this video and just be like comment on every game, but obviously we don't have time for that.
It's gonna be really long. Yeah, I mean, we can.
Any last words, I guess, on these consoles. Like Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. Sorry, that's another game I remember playing a lot with a buddy, and like we played next to each other.
Dude, rest in heaven.
Power, you know.
There it goes. Rest in power. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you so much for bringing that. But yeah, like.
They have Halo rings now, no red rings, you know?
No, man, but dude, to be honest with you, I'm so glad that we got to kind of like go down this like nostalgic trip with me, because like there is so much more that we can definitely discuss, especially because this console had, how long was its like life cycle, you would say, right?
I mean 2005 to like 2013, 14. That's crazy, and they're already talking about a PS6, and the PS5 hasn't even been out for like what?
No.
6 years, 5 years. It's barely gonna be 5 years. I think this year.
And I think I blame iPhones and cell phones for that, for consoles being moved a lot quicker in lifespan, is because of that. I truly believe that, because it's teaching people that every year you gotta upgrade. Like
it's
make money on the
unfortunate.
next one, which is whatever, but like. There's so many things that we could definitely discuss. The amount of time that we spend here, and like the memories we shared, because like we go back, we didn't have voice chat, right? The voice chat was in a game, and then it eventually you could like they I don't know if it was in an update or it was already in there, but there was a voice chat where you can like log in with your friends and just do voice chat with them.
Yeah.
And then if I'm not mistaken, didn't this have also what's the PlayStation Home, right? Where you would go and you would have a sim and you could meet up. Do you remember this?
I don't think I ever did that.
But you know what I'm talking about, right?
I think so. Look it up. Yeah. You have to jog my memory on that one.
Oh man!
But honestly, I think I know you said there's so much more to talk about. But there it is. That's hilarious. I don't think I ever did this.
Look at this. Yeah,
that is hilarious.
I think this is crazy because
it looks like sleeping dogs.
It's kind of like no, it's a sim thing, and I remember we would hop in.
I remember PlayStation Home. I don't remember doing that though. That is pretty funny, bro. I never did that. I never experienced this.
That's so
that is, like I said, I don't think I ever had online for my PlayStation 3. I just played it offline because Xbox was the one I had for online stuff.
Well, it was free. I mean, the online was free.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think I've just ever played online stuff on that for some reason. Oh, dang, Journey. That game was awesome. Play Journey. So many games to play. Honestly, bro, I think we're gonna talk about these a lot again, like in future episodes.
Yeah,
Because like when we kind of like talk about like our favorite games of like whatever, it's gonna go like back to the PS3 version of the PS2. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think that wraps it up. I mean,
The quick thing about this game, man, this is
which
one
one,
of the
Journey?
this game I played. I mean, obviously you play by yourself, but this is one of the first games I played, and I remember like tearing up. Like,
Journey?
It was beautiful. It was a beautiful journey.
Which is wild because there's no words.
Yeah, it's a great dude. It's so good. I don't even want to spoil it, but you play that game and you're just like, dude.
We could do a replay, like a flashback game to play. You know what I'm saying?
See, this is the bundle, the Metal Gear Solid 4. Did I say 3? I think I meant to say 4.
I don't know. There's so many of those games.
But dude, this game is so awesome, bro. Man.
Yeah, but
so good.
Yeah, I mean, I think that wraps it up. Again, like I said, we will probably future episodes revisit these. But yeah, we'll definitely do some other episodes with other consoles. We're just starting on PS3 and Xbox. I hope you enjoyed. Is there anything you want to say, Ernie, before we leave? Let the audience go.
No, as always, I would like to thank the audience for tuning in every week when we drop a episode on this YouTube channel. We appreciate you coming on this journey with us of this nostalgic hour of the PS3. Hopefully you had a fun ride talking, and hopefully you have some memories come back to you as we were discussing, because I think the more we talked about it, the more I was like, man, I remember this now, and I remember this, but obviously we can't go on forever. But hopefully you guys had a wonderful time kind of reminiscing and figuring out your sort of PS3 span of life with that console.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you all so much for listening. Please like, subscribe, and share. Whatever you need to do, please leave us comments as well about your favorite PS3 memories, favorite games. I know, like Ernie touched on, there's so much to talk about, and we can't just sit here just being like, oh yeah, in this game, because it'll just take way too long. But hey, we will be back, of course. We appreciate you all for listening. Tune in next week. Checkpoint reached. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bring.